do not treat this moment casually. The message reaching you tonight was delayed more than once. 3 separate times this week. The signal tried to break through your routine, your distractions, your exhaustion, and each time something interrupted it. But tonight, the interruption failed. And that is why you are here now. Not randomly, not accidentally, but precisely. Because something hidden has started moving around your life, and heaven decided you needed to hear this before the next shift happens. Listen carefully. The feeling you have been carrying lately is not ordinary stress. It is not simple overthinking, and it is not emotional instability. What you have been sensing is spiritual pressure. Pressure created when something in your life is preparing to change, but the old version of your life is still resisting the transition. That tension you feel inside yourself lately, that strange feeling that something is off, even when nothing looks wrong on the outside, that is the signal. And tonight, God says you must stop ignoring it, because your spirit has already noticed what your mind is still trying to explain away. Chosen one, there are conversations happening around you that you were never supposed to hear directly. There are motives being exposed slowly. There are people revealing themselves without realizing it. And there are doors quietly closing, because heaven knows where those doors would have led you if they stayed open. This is why your energy has changed recently. You have become quieter, more observant, less emotionally reactive. You used to chase explanations. Now you step back and watch. That is not weakness. That is discernment activating. And discernment always feels uncomfortable at first because it forces you to see things you once ignored. Notice what has been happening lately. Certain people suddenly feel different around you. Some conversations now leave you exhausted. Some environments that once felt normal now feel heavy. You thought maybe you were changing emotionally. No, you are changing spiritually. And your spirit can no longer rest comfortably in places that drain your peace. That is why this message found you tonight. Because heaven needed your full attention before the next phase begins. Lock your door tonight, not just physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Stop giving constant access to people who only appear when your energy is useful to them. Stop reopening conversations God already allowed to fade away. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. This next season requires protection. And protection always looks like separation before it looks like clarity. Listen closely now. The reason certain plans stalled recently is because God saw things you could not see. What looked like delay was actually interruption. What looked like rejection was actually protection. And what looked like silence was preparation. You have been asking heaven for a sign, but the sign was never meant to be loud. The sign was a shift happening inside you. Your patience changing, your tolerance changing, your awareness changing. Even your desire for constant approval has started fading. That is not random. That is growth. And growth always isolates you before it elevates you. Because the version of you that is forming now cannot survive inside the same emotional patterns that once controlled your decisions. That is why your spirit has felt restless. You are outgrowing something. And tonight, heaven is asking you one question. Will you keep hold on to what no longer fits your future? Or will you trust the shift happening inside you? Because the next season of your life will require stronger boundaries, stronger discernment, and stronger trust in what God is quietly showing you. Not everybody around you is assigned to your future. Some people were only assigned to a chapter. And the hardest part of spiritual growth is accepting when a chapter has ended, even when it feels familiar, even when it feels emotionally difficult, even when part of you still wants things to stay the same. But hear this carefully. Your future cannot fully open while your spirit is still emotionally attached to what heaven already started removing. That is why things have felt uncomfortable lately. Not because God abandoned you, but because transition always feels uncomfortable before clarity arrives. And clarity is coming, slowly, quietly, but undeniably. You do not need to force answers tonight. You do not need to confront anyone. You do not need to panic. You only need to stay aware. Stay grounded and pay attention to what your spirit has already been trying to tell you, because something hidden is being revealed. And once you see it clearly, you will finally understand why God delayed certain things, removed certain people, and interrupted certain plans. Nothing was random. Nothing. This moment was scheduled long before you arrived here tonight. And if this message reached you at exactly the right time, type amen below, then stay close, because heaven is not finished speaking to you yet.